Hi all, happy Friday, end of week 4 already. It's pretty unbelievable that we are entering into week 5 of the semester. This is really just going so fast. Anyway, wanted to touch base with you more in person than just typing on Blackboard. Talk to you briefly about the annotated bibliography that you have due coming up October 1st, which is a week from Monday. This will be your first kind of big writing assignment for me, and I just wanted to explain what my expectations are. First and foremost, when we are writing in social work, we always use APA format. Some of you may not be familiar with that because I know in English courses they often teach MLA or some other styles, but APA is the accepted documentation style, writing style, citation style for social workers. And so even though this is just intro class, I want to get you all kind of acclimated with writing in that format. So if you need details about what a citation looks like in APA, I would use the Purdue OWL website. And if you're not familiar with that, you can email me and I can give you some more details on that. So anyway, so APA style is the first thing. The second thing is understanding the difference between an annotated bibliography and some other possible papers that you have written in the past. So what an annotated bibliography is that you are actually going to read some peer-reviewed journal articles on a specific topic of interest to you. And you are going to then give a citation, and then you're going to create 2 separate paragraphs for that journal article. The first one will be an objective paragraph, meaning you're going to give me a summary of what that paragraph or what that journal article is about. So for instance, if you were going to just read an abstract of something and just kind of get a quick glimpse of what that article is about, you would be able to do that by reading that first paragraph that you're going to provide for me. So the second paragraph will be a subjective paragraph, and that's where you're going to answer those questions that are a little more personal based on your viewpoint. You'll say whether or not you feel this is a valuable thing for social work, why or why not. Just make some specific comments about the journal article that you read. So the structure of this paper, when I say it needs to be 8 to 10 pages, I don't want you to freak out because I know that probably sounds like a really long paper. But I'm also going to tell you that by the end of your social work career, as you're studying in school, social work education career, you will be writing papers that are far more intensive than 8 to 10 pages. So and I know sometimes when I say that to students, they freak out and say, oh my gosh, like I can never write that big of a paper. However, if you would talk to some of my seniors, they would tell you that they were sitting in that very same seat thinking that same thing several years ago. And now they're writing 30, 40, 50 page papers on their way out the door before they become professional social workers. So writing is important in social work. It is the core of what we do, really. After we do our clinical stuff with our clients and our patients, then we have to come back and write about it. We have to document it because if it's not documented, it didn't happen, unfortunately. So it does take up quite a bit of our time in our job. So anyway, so the annotated bibliography, you're going to find 8 peer-reviewed journal articles. And you might say, I don't know what that is, or I don't know where to find those. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Google Scholar, which is like the hidden gem of all researchers. So you may already be familiar with this, and that's great because you may have used this in other classes. So if you go on to Google, good old Google, you can type in the search box Scholar and then hit the send button. And what will come is a whole new web page for Google. And then you can type in a topic of interest. So for this paper, I'm going to ask you to identify what you're interested in, whether it's working in child welfare, human trafficking, dating violence, whatever it is, whatever area that you're kind of passionate about at this time. I want you to type that in that box. And when you then hit the search button, that will bring up numerous peer-reviewed journal articles that are in that database, that you have access to some of them, not all of them. So you'll be able to see that on the side. So if it's kind of like a highlighted link to the side of that article, go ahead and click on it, and there you'll find your journal article. So, and those articles are basically research that other people have done, and it's been published. And so that's how you can start to develop that foundation of knowledge and understanding for the topic that you're interested in. And so this is just kind of a snapshot paper. So what you'll do is you'll find 8 of those journal articles, and you will read them. And I'm going to just warn you ahead of time, it takes a little bit of time to read them. It's not like your feel-good kind of reading that you can leisurely do while you're watching TV. I don't care how good of a multitasker you are. It's difficult to read a research journal article while you're doing anything else. So once you get those articles, start to read them, and then your paper will look like this. You will have a citation of that article at the top of each page. So whichever article you're reading at the time, you'll cite that at the top, and then you'll have your your objective paragraph first, and then your subjective paragraph secondly on that paper. So when I say 8 to 10 pages, I'm talking about just addressing one article per page. And so there's your 8 pages right there. Some of you may write more in those paragraphs, and that's okay. So the synopsis paragraph, the objective one, that should just give me an idea about what that article is about. Just the facts, kind of talk about maybe like the method and the outcome, and maybe just what that article is about. And then the second one, again, will be more subjective. And you can talk about the requirements, how does this impact social work? Is this good? With someone in this field that's trying to get more information, would this be a good article for them to read? Why or why not? And I have those specifics in the syllabus too. So, and then once you have those journal articles done and you have those 8 to 10 pages, I would expect you to have a cover page and a reference page. So you're going to turn something into me that's anywhere between 10 with those 2 extra pages to 12 pages is my guess. So yeah, so that's an annotated bibliography. If you have any further questions on that, please let me know. I'm happy to answer those for you. I will also attach just a kind of a reference sheet to give you an idea what that looks like in a written form as well. So I will put that up on Blackboard under week 5 module, and as soon as I get that posted. So again, any questions, let me know. I apologize with all the craziness that's been going on Blackboard. I don't know. Sorry, it's been inconvenient for everyone, and I apologize. So I appreciate your patience with me, and I'm, as most of you have already found out, pretty flexible. So if you run into trouble, please just let me know. So with that, I hope that you are at least getting some good information out of the text, out of the PowerPoints, out of the additional video and audio that we're listening to each week. Good conversation on the threads. And yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great weekend, and good luck reading Chapter 5. Thanks.